part of the questions here are the choices. But what happens if you say that to him? You say a deal is a deal, and you refuse to pay it. You demand that he finishes his contract first. What if he says, well, I won't play then?
Well, if he decides to leave my football club, he must pay the compensation money.
That's true. If he just quits, then he's going to have to pay money back. It's the little Chi. How's Chichi today?
I'm good. Thanks.
I'm good. Yeah. So Lei says you have a lot of summer courses.
Yes.
Uh-oh. That's not fun for summer holidays. Are you still playing tennis with Grandpa?
No, not usually nowadays.
No. Why? No time?
I have no time. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go to high school now, yeah? You're the oldest in this class. You're so old. High school girl in another couple of months. All right. Did you get your outline for all the new topics?
Yes.
You got everything. All right. Good. All right. Well, let's get started then. Let's go to part 1. Topic 1, traveling with friends. Now, I know you haven't done any traveling with your friends yet, but you will. Do you think traveling with friends is a good idea?
Yes, I think there's a great idea because it can be an opportunity to bond with friends, have more memories, and explore the place together.
Yeah, lots of adventures and lots of life experience. See if you can fix your camera a little bit so I can right under your face, not through your eyes. There we go. All right. Okay, that's good. Yeah, lots of experience, and that's a good thing. Traveling is a good thing for sure. What are some of the safety measures you should take before leaving? How can you prepare to be safe?
Well, in my opinion, finding out the local emergency numbers and keeping in daily contact with friends and family who I can ask for help in time of need are necessary when traveling.
Mom, I need more money. Yeah, get some more money when you need it.
Good example.
Okay, that sounds very organized. Emergency numbers, I never thought of that one. Of course, because you know where you're going to go. That's the whole point of planning it out. What about with the people, the friends you're going to go with? How would you plan the trip with your friends? Maybe they want to do different things.
Maybe we will talk about where to go. If we have different opinions about where we would go, we will do a survey. Voting. Which opinion has more agreement?
That's a good idea. Do like a survey and vote for what things you're gonna go see and do when you're on your holiday. You don't want to waste your time, and you don't want to be arguing on your trip. So that's good. Yeah. Sounds like you're gonna have some fun traveling.
Also.
All right. Topic 2. In topic 2, we're going to talk about online dating. Like I said, I know that you guys are all still too young for online dating, but you know what it is. And it was the topic in 2 of our lessons where they talked about some success stories and some bad stories. What do you think? Do you think online dating is good nowadays?
In my opinion, online dating is beneficial since it might make it simpler for people to find the ideal partner. For example,
Simpler, yeah.
people who live in the less populated or remote areas can go through internet and find their life partner.
Definitely an advantage if they're from the countryside. Yeah, they're not going to have many choices. Yeah, it's hard to just travel to a city to try to meet new people. Say, hey, I'm coming to town to meet someone. I'm looking for my boyfriend. You want to talk? Might be a good idea. So yeah. So I guess that kind of falls in the second question. So that you already said one benefit. What are its benefits? And you already said one is that for people that live outside of metropolitan areas, it gives them an opportunity to broaden their search. What are some of the other benefits that could come from finding your husband online?
Definitely.
Or benefits on how to find him? Maybe not so much after, but the process, I guess. Either or, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, definitely that online dating can help you save time by connecting you with people who you have a lot in common.
Yeah. I think
So,
that's, oops, sorry, go ahead.
you can talk.
You have another one? Another example? You have another example? Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Oh, done. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, it gives you an opportunity to get to know that person before you even meet, and you can kind of go through and see what you have in common. And it could also help you know that, oh, you like dogs. I don't like dogs. I like cats. Yeah, or whatever the case may be. Oh, you want 10 kids? No, I only want one. No. Whatever the differences are, you can find a lot of information, find out a lot about the other person before you even try to meet each other. That's definitely one of the benefits. What are its disadvantages?
Well, online dating has the drawback of making it harder for couples to meet up frequently, which can lead to emotional rifts.
Harder to meet regularly? I don't understand. Explain.
Because the long distance relationship,
Right.
they can meet up regularly because
Okay.
the distance.
But wouldn't that be kind of one of the benefits too? Let's say, I don't know, let's just let's just stay in Vietnam, right? You're in Com Pha. And let's say you meet someone on an online dating that lives in Ho Chi Minh. So that would be long distance, pretty hard to see each other. But along with the benefits, you get to know each other, and you do have a lot in common, and you do want to get together. Then wouldn't it become a question of whether he wants to come spend some time with you in Com Pha, or whether you want to go visit him in Ho Chi Minh? And if you guys decide to be together, then one of you would move. Right?
Yeah.
Because if the distance is too far, I don't know if that would be a disadvantage, because you could, okay, right away you talk to a guy you like in Ho Chi Minh, and he says, no, I'm never going up north to Com Pha. No, if we're going to have a relationship, you're going to have to come to Ho Chi Minh. And you're like, well, no, I'm never going to move to Ho Chi Minh. I want to stay close to my family. So right away, okay, I think we have to go find someone else, because this is not going to work, right? So what would be one of the bad things that could happen when you meet someone with online dating? What are the pitfalls? What are like disadvantages? Because to me, that what you said is an advantage, because you can decide that if it's going to work where you're going to live, right?
Yeah.
So to me, that's a benefit. So you don't waste your time. So what's a disadvantage?
But it can also increase the chance of being scammed by users who use fake name and fake information.
Scam. Yeah. Someone up to no good trying to scam you for some reason, money or something. Yeah. False information, false names. I'm sure it happens. I'm sure. All right. Let's go to part 2. All right. So we're gonna do solution discussion. And here is the situation that you have to find a solution to. You are the owner of a professional football club, and one of your young players has become a superstar. This player still has 2 years left on his contract worth $20 million. So still making good money. But he wants a new $100 million contract now. So you have to make a choice. 3 choices are suggested. You could come up with your own suggestion as well. Matt came up with a good idea. He said, I wouldn't give him, I choose number 1, but I'd only pay him 60 million and I'd pay him 40 million on how he performs over the next couple of years. But who knows if the player would accept that or not. I thought that was clever. But anyway, I suggested 3 suggestions are here for you. 1, you would pay the well-deserved $100 million contract to the player. You built him up. You got your superstar. You decide to pay him and keep him. Or you would refuse to pay this amount and demand he plays out the current contract. A deal is a deal. Finish your contract. Then we'll give you a new contract. Or he's being difficult. It's becoming a problem. You would trade the difficult player to another team for new young prospects and get rid of the problem. I'm going to give you 1 minute to prepare, to make some notes. So remember, you have to tell me which one you would choose. What's your decision? A couple of reasons why that's your decision. And then tell me why you wouldn't do the other 2 options. Not choose the other two options not chosen. All righty?
Ready.
1 minute starts now. One minute is up, Miss Chichi. Okay, you big football club manager owner. What you gonna do with your little superstar?
I will refuse to pay this amount.
So you refuse to pay this amount and trade him, or demand that he plays the rest of his contract?
And demand him play his out of the second contract.
Okay. Why?
Because this is most professional and less risky option. If I choose to pay that players $100 million, the other players may find it annoying and cause internal turmoil. And if I choose to trade the players for young prospects, I will lose him and also lose his fans who are willing to buy tickets just to see that player. From there, I can earn more money.
Yeah, it's true, because if he's become a superstar and he's worth $100 million, at least he thinks so, then he obviously has a lot of people that watch him play. Yeah. It's a lot of things to take into consideration. So this is not part of the questions here or the choices, but what happens if you say that to him? You say a deal is a deal, and you refuse to pay it. You demand that he finishes his contract first. What if he says, well, I won't play then?
Well, if he decides to leave my football club, he must pay the compensation money.
That's true. If he just quits, then he's going to have to pay money back. Yeah. I think in most cases too, from what I remember in my experience, because I like following a lot of North American sports too, is when a player decides that, no, I want more money or I'm not playing. Sometimes the owners just say, well, fine. You don't want to play, you don't get paid, but I'm not going to trade you. So it means you're going to sit at home for 2 years and ruin your career if you don't play. All right. So there's that. Often that's in the contract too. So if they don't play, they don't get paid. And you still own the rights to that player because you own the contract. So he can't sign with another team. So, but then again, it causes a lot of problems because it kind of forces the player to play when he's not happy. And then there can be lots of friction and conflict within the dressing room. And it's not easy. But when you're dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars, you gotta be wise on how you manage your team for sure. But no, it's a good answer. Good. All right. Very well. Let's move on to part 3. This one's interesting. Part 3 speaking topic. We are going to discuss, you are going to discuss the topic. Many people have put forward ideas and thoughts about the first space colony. Some national space agencies see space colonization as a long-term goal. Now, Elon Musk does, NASA does, China wants to build a space station too, apparently. I heard that. What do you think would be the first one to do? Like a Mars colony, like Elon talks about, or a moon base, or maybe even some people suggest a starship that people could live on. Not a space station, but an actual traveling starship. Which one do you think would be the best to start with? The first option.
I would choose a base on the moon to start because this place is close to Earth, so astronauts can easily receive help. And
I agree.
Yeah, from that we can research and build more bases to create a network of bases to explore the space instead of traveling thanks to starships.
So from there, then move into starships and keep exploring.
So from there, I can build more bases to travel instead of going a long distance just by the starships.
So you mean more bases on the moon, or build a moon base first to do all your experiments and observations, and then another planet like Mars for the next base? Or do you mean more bases on the moon?
No, I mean more bases on another planet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally agree. I think the first thing is the moon base for sure, because it's so much closer, easier to send supplies, and if there's emergencies, easier to maybe help rescue the astronauts or the scientists that are working there or living there. And of course, you're still out of our orbit. You're still going to be able to do all kinds of experiments. But I think that makes way more sense too than going to Mars. I agree. But I'd like to see the starship. That would be cool. Well, you're a young girl, young teenager, I should say now. Teenager. Do you think people will live in outer space in your lifetime?
I think this is possible because certainly scientists are constantly researching on how to build bases in space. Even now, astronauts can work on the International Space Station.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they go live up there for months at a time, from what I understand. Yeah, I agree. I think that you guys will probably see people living in space like home on the moon or Mars or on a spaceship in your lifetime. I don't know if I'll see that in my lifetime, but in your lifetime, I think that's a possibility for sure. I think it'll happen. I do. What do you think will be the biggest challenge for people to live in outer space? What's going to be the hardest thing?
In my opinion, well, the provisions of oxygen for space station seems to be the biggest problem.
What for the space stations?
The provision of oxygen.
Provision of oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think that'll be the biggest?
No, because well, if humans discover a planet with oxygen, the problem of transferring will require a lot of science investigation.
Right, but I'm pretty sure the science we have now suggests that there are no other livable planets in our solar system. So if you're going to find a planet with oxygen, now you're talking about going to another galaxy. No. In our galaxy, there's hundreds of millions of solar systems, but we would have to go to another solar system, which we have not yet done. I think Voyager now is the first satellite we have that has just now gotten out after 48 years or something, has just now gotten past our solar system. So that's going to be, I don't think that'll happen in our lifetime. But let's stay more focused on starships, the moon, or perhaps Mars, because Mars, we know we can get there in a few months, and people would have to live there for, I think it's every couple of years before the planets line up so that they can actually get on a ship and come back or get supplies. So let's talk about the idea. You said the moon. Now, we already know that astronauts live on present day space stations. We have a couple of space stations, like the Russians have one, we have one. There's the International Space Station. And they live there for months on end. So I think they've managed to solve some of the oxygen problems because they're breathing, right? And that's from months on end. So I'm not sure how they do it, but think about a moon base. People living there all the time now on the moon. Aside from oxygen, what would be the next big problem?
Living on moon.
Mm.
Oxygen. Food, maybe?
Yeah, food. But what do you need to grow food?
Ducks and water.
Yeah, water I would think is going to be one of the biggest challenges. And I think that's what's stopping. I mean, the last time we sent someone to the moon, it's been a few times, but it was in the 60s and 70s. So it's been like 50 years since we even went back to the moon. And one of the main reasons is because why bother? You know, if there's no water there, we can't keep shipping water back and forth to the moon. It would just be ridiculous, right? You know, you'd have to have some kind of a taxi system. And that would cost billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars just to bring water to a dead moon. So I think that's the big one. I would think water is going to be the big one, because then they got to build, remember those biodomes we talked about where they can control the climate and they can grow food and flora and plantations. Right. So I think we know we can build that and we can grow food. But again, the problem is going to be sources of water, because without the water, what are you going to do? Not much. Yeah. Okay. No, that was really good. I can tell you're prepared. And that makes me very happy because it gives you a much better score for sure. And we will move on to Interest 31 next week. So great job. Have a good summer holiday. Don't study too much. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Have a good day.
Have a good one, you too.